Hi everyone, it's Teresa from Teresa's Spot for Art, where I love helping you create a little joy in your life through some fun, simple, and quick art projects. Today we are going to learn how to paint a sweet pea. I have out my paints here. I have out citrus green. I think this is thicket, magenta, violet pansy, some white, and then I have some of this floating medium, which helps the paint and the brush move when you're painting on cardstock. Okay? So I'm just going to wet my brush just to bring my bristles together. When you paint, you want your brush to have a nice chisel edge. You want all your bristles to come together depending on the stroke. And in this case, yes, we want that. We want all our bristles to be able to come together. I'm going to dip one corner in light green, one corner in dark green. I'm going to apply a little pressure to my brush, and I'm going to load the paint into the bristles and the fibers in my brush. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to dip in the edge of my floating medium, and now I'm going to work that up into the fibers and the brush as well. Go back for a little bit more light, a little bit more green, and then I'm going to stand up on the chisel edge, and I'm going to paint in just a couple of little vines just to get started. Stand up, not a lot of pressure, and just pull up those little vines. Okay, light, dark, fix my brush. And I'm just going to come in here, I'm just going to add in some leaves to my stem. Holding my brush down and then pulling up on a curve. Okay, we're just going to do those bottom ones for now, and then I'm going to wash my brush. Okay, so we're going to do our sweet peas. We're going to do little sweet pea buds, and then we're going to do little sweet peas that are in bloom. I'm going to do two different colors. So again, I'm going to double load my brush, but this time I'm going to use the magenta and the white. The same thing, apply a little bit of pressure to my brush. I want to work that paint up into the fibers. Come over here on the side of my floating medium. Just pick up a little bit of that floating medium. Work that into my brush as well. Okay, when we have a decent amount of paint on our brush, we want to make sure that our fibers are all together on that chisel edge. And I'm just going to come up here, and I'm going to stand my brush up, and I'm going to just make a little bit of a teardrop petal, just like that. Okay, that's one. Pick up some more paint. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to make another little teardrop petal. So I'm applying a little bit of pressure to my brush. I'm turning it, and I'm coming down. Okay, a little bit more paint, and now I'm going to layer this one. So I'm going to start at the bottom, but I want this petal to be a little bit in front and layered in there. Pick up a little bit of magenta, a little bit of white. Same thing, the bottom of my brush is going to start where the other one is and come in. So now we did three little petals, and we kind of overlap them. Pick up a little bit more magenta, and then I'm going to come out here to the side. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure and pull, so we have our one petal going out to the side a little bit. Okay, fix my brush, pick up some white, pick up some magenta, fix my brush again. If my brush stops moving how nicely that I want it to move on the paper, I'll pick up a little bit more of the floating medium over here that I have. It's clear, so it's a little bit hard for you to see. And now I'm going to do another large one out here. So again, I'm going to start my stroke and end. The bottom of my brush doesn't move, so the bottom of my brush, we always meet back here. Pick up a little bit more magenta. I'm going to do this layering effect again. So I'm going to line up my brush where I started the first one, give a little bit of a wiggle, and there's a second petal. Now I'm actually going to go into my purple. I want to darken this one up a little bit. I didn't clean my brush. I just added a little bit of purple to the magenta side of my brush. And now again, I'm going to lay down the edge of my brush where I started the others. Apply a little bit of pressure. Wiggle it. Pick up the purple, pick up the white. I'm going to do a little one up here right in front. And we're going to stand up, put a little bit of pressure and pull in. And then I'm going to get a lot of white on this brush now. I'm going to flip it. So I want my white on the top. And there. Okay. Wash my brush again. Give it a nice dry. I'm going to go back to my greens. I'm going to load my greens just the way we did before with the light and the dark. Come to the side of my floating medium. And I'm going to show you how we're going to attach these flowers to our stem or our stalk, whatever it is. Okay? So the first thing I want to add a little bit of a leaf and attach this leaf and that bud to the stem. Okay? Dark green, light green. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to set it down, I'm going to push and attach a little bit of a leaf there. Now we're going to add some leaves and set this one back so it looks a little bit more into the vine. And then we're going to come down to this one. And because this is a whole full flower, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, however many fit, just to cup that sweet pea in there. And then we can add a little bit more leaves if we want. With stems. Just to make our little painting here look a little bit more full. And that's how you paint a sweet pea. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.